On this week's State Champs Esports show, we've got fall final highlights from the MiHSEF and much more. Hello, I'm your host Candace, and thank you for joining us today for an all-new episode. If you're interested in playing college esports, go to l2athletics.com to recruit yourself for their brand new esports varsity team. We'd also like you to visit hungryhowies.com for no-contact delivery of the original flavor crust pizza. Let's start the show with some exciting Rocket League news. We had so much fun with our fall tournament that we've decided to let the good times roll. This month, we'll be hosting our first ever solo Rocket League tournament featuring 1v1 competition from our favorite high school players. We'll have registration info soon, but what we can tell you is that it's completely free. Plus, everyone who enters will get a free sweatshirt and a chance to win trophies and scholarships to Lawrence Tech, and not to mention some awesome bragging rights. Now we move from a surprise announcement to one that has been over 8 years in the making. Fans have been eagerly awaiting Cyberpunk 2077 since the game was first revealed back in 2012. Since then, the team behind the game has grown to over 500, including Keanu Reeves, who was brought on board in 2018 to voice and motion capture the character of Johnny Silverhand. This latest installment in the Cyberpunk series was finally released by developer CD Projekt to almost universal acclaim, so it seems that the wait was definitely worth it.
He burned down half the city just to prove he was right, and burned the other half just for fun.
What do you want from me? Destroy Arasaka. I don't even know what that means.
Do whatever it takes to stop him, defeat him, gut him.
He already tried to take over your body. You know, just for a little while.
The Michigan High School Esports Federation, which is completely run and organized by teachers, has really helped grow esports in the state. They just wrapped up their fall finals, and we have recaps from all 3 championships. Up first is Overwatch, so let's get to the highlights. The Michigan High School Esports Federation's 2020 Overwatch Fall Tournament saw 12 teams across the Great Lakes State compete for the top spot in order to be crowned champion in their Overwatch competition. Loy Norrick's Cavalry, the top seed in the tournament, first round bye in defeating Greenville and Rockford Nitro to make it into the finals. And number 3, Melvindale Cardinal Thunder, also with a first round bye, defeating Northwest and Catholic Central Shamrocks A Squad, punching that finals ticket as well. Let's find out who came out on top. Game number 1 was a close battle that saw Melvindale come from behind and shock top-seeded Loy Norrick's right at the end to claim the first game of the finals. The Thunder then continued to upset, taking the next 2 and going up 3 games to none. Game 6 is do or die for number 1 Loy Norrick's, and they had some trouble when the Thunder clapped back. After Melvindale dropped the past 2 games, they regained their composure and closed the series out. The underdogs did it, the Melvindale Cardinal Thunder shocking the world and are your MiHSEF Overwatch 2020 Fall Champions. A huge congratulations to the first-year team. Congrats to all the teams that competed, and we want to encourage all of them to register for our Overwatch tournament, which starts in January. Go to statechampsesports.net to sign up your team today. There are no fees to enter, and the top 2 teams will be awarded scholarships to Lawrence Tech. To help you get ready for the tournament, Grandmaster player Ethan Avery has some Overwatch training tips to improve your game.
Hi, this is Ethan Avery for State Champs, giving a quick rundown for new players on the 3 playable classes of heroes in Overwatch. First off are tanks. They're the beefy front line of a team with large health pools and damage mitigation abilities like shields and barriers. They're great at soaking up damage and protecting their teammates from harm. Next up are the damage dealers. The team depends on these heroes to eliminate the enemy with quick reactions and precise aim, firing off everything from rifles and rockets to shurikens and shotguns. And finally, not to be forgotten, are the supports, who help their teammates by healing them and providing utility like damage boost, speed, and providing temporary bonuses like armor and invulnerability. Try out the game now with your friends and team up to find out who fits what role best. And make sure to sign up for our high school tournament starting in January 2021. Thanks for watching. This is Ethan Avery for State Champs, signing off.
Thank you, Ethan. We'll have him back next week for more Overwatch training tips. Now, let's get back to more MiHSEF highlights. Up next is their Rocket League Finals. The Michigan High School Esports Federation recently wrapped up their 2020 Rocket League Fall Tournament, where they had 28 high school teams across the state of Michigan battle for the championship crown. Detroit Catholic Central's A squad got through Grass Lake A, Charlotte Orioles, and Loy Norix Knights, sliding their way into the finals, where they faced off against Dakota Steumann. The Steumann fought off Divine Falcons 1, Rockford Bitefors, and Portage DT&T. Let's roll the highlights and see who gets crowned number 1. The first few games were as close as can be. In fact, the only goal scored in Game 1 was with 8 seconds left by Catholic Central to claim the first match. Game 2 ended in overtime with a 1-1 score. Once again, it was the Shamrocks knocking the ball in for the win as CC is up 2 games in the best-of-7 series. Game 3 was the best game of the night. After scoring 2 goals, Catholic Central gave up 2 of their own in the last minute of play to force yet again another overtime period of play. Dakota wants back in the series and the Steumann gets the job done. The Steumann claimed Game 4, easily winning that one 6-2, tying up the series at 2 apiece. Game 5 was a defensive effort by Dakota as they shut out Catholic Central 2-0, taking the series lead. Dakota with a chance to close it out, and they look good, scoring the first goal early in Game 6, but CC battles back after tying it up. The game winner comes off a shot off the post, and Dakota feeds off the momentum, and into the back of the net, Dakota Steumann claim the crown and are your MiHSEF Rocket League 2020 Fall Champions. Last week, we shared the news that Danielle Sirekis has been named the head coach for Lawrence Tech's new Varsity Esports program. We caught up with her recently to find out a little bit more about her.
So I'm Danielle Sirekis, and I am the new head coach of esports. Well, I love video games. I also love sports, traditional sports, and I love coaching. So I really want to make a difference in other people's lives. Didn't even realize it was something that I could do in my career. Watching esports on TV and the pros, it's very much an experience, much like I think of the beginning of a basketball game. And I think once people see that and understand it, then they'll know what esports is about. So I love Rocket League. Really, it's the easiest to understand, but I'm definitely a first-person shooter girl. I really like PUBG, but it's not really a well-known game, and I think it kind of fell off to the wayside, and Fortnite really overshadowed it. I already knew going in, because I am a female gamer, I already knew I was part of the minority in that sense. I think that the strength would be that I can draw in some female gamers, so we'd have more of, hopefully, a more diverse than just men team. But we're offering a scholarship to play for the esports team, just like any traditional athletics. And then you'd also would receive and see if you qualified for merit scholarships. It's been a lot of planning. It's going to take a lot of planning. And also talking to the club team and seeing what they are playing and what their interests are, and on campus as well.
And lastly, we've got the Valorant Finals recap from the Michigan High School Esports Federation. The Michigan High School Esports Federation just concluded their 2020 Valorant Fall Tournament as 21 teams throughout Michigan represent their high school, fighting for the top spot in tournament play. Dakota's voyage to the finals was a smooth sail, getting past U of D Jesuit, Portage Central Bandits, and Detroit Catholic Central's A squad. The Cougars met with East Kentwood Red, where the Falcons flew through Northwest, Portage Jeremy Squad, and Frankenmuth. Number 1 versus number 2, let's see what went down. Dakota went up big in the first game, leading 6-1 over EK Red, but the Falcons came attacking back, cutting the lead down to 4. However, the hole was just too deep. Dakota would go on to take the first game 13-8. The start of the second game was much closer than the first, with the teams going back and forth with the rounds. EK Red started to break free and took a 7-3 lead. The Cougars then came clawing back after tying the game up at 7-all, but then the Falcons would pull away. 13-9 the final score as EK Red ties it all up, and we head to a third game to figure out the winner. And it was highly contested throughout the third, but with the early 4-2 lead for Dakota, the game quickly was tied up after several battles to keep it close. After Dakota went up 10-8, they ran out of gas. East Kentwood Red makes the comeback, and they would not let Dakota win another round. Third game final score 13-10, EK Red finish out as your MiHSEF Valorant 2020 Fall Champions. That's it for this week. Thank you for joining us. We'll have an all-new episode for you next week. But before we go, make sure to check out statechampsesports.net to sign up for our Overwatch and Rocket League tournaments. Until next time, happy gaming!